Okay. All right, I'm Mr.G, and we're here with Ryan, and check out this bike.
What's up, man?
This bike came out of the water. It kind of like, it was a shark at one point in time, and then it became a bicycle. Or it was a dinosaur jawline. I don't know what happened. Were you, did you come from the ocean? Is this what?
I was fishing, yeah. I pulled it out of the water.
No, Ryan is a beautiful engineer, artist guy, and he wanted to try something new. So what was kind of like, tell us the story behind this bike.
I love riding bikes. I've always loved building things, and I was seeing a lot of bikes that to me all looked very much the same. So I thought, what if you just started with a couple of wheels in the right position and your body in the right position and sketched up something new to connect all those pieces. So after a lot of nights of sketching a lot of things that mostly went in the garbage can, sketched up this thing and thought, all right, this one's pretty cool.
Right.
I want to make this one. So I spent the next almost year and a half making this thing.
Nice.
Almost 250 hours.
Wow.
Making this thing.
That's a lot of hours.
So,
That's a
it's
lot
of hours.
Now, this interesting thing, you know, I'm a shop teacher, as I told you, so I like what he said about the fixed point. So you know where this was going to be relative to this, and relative to the bottom bracket, and then everything in between was your world.
So, in a way, that helped. Having some things that there was no changing you could do. You know this has got to happen. It lets you sort of focus on what you can create and the new thing that you can add. So it's really, in a way, it makes you more flexible because you can focus on what you want to do instead of what's already there for you.
Nice. Now, what is this material? It kind of looks like carbon fiber, but also kind of looks like wood. So what are we building? What are we looking at?
Well, this fish is a little bit of both. It's a combination. The frame is solid wood, but it's built up with 3 layers of plywood. So it's built on a mold. So at the very bottom is a mold. Layer on some carbon fiber cloth and epoxy. A few layers of plywood, and then a few more layers of carbon fiber epoxy on top of that. And then it gets a big bag put on top and a vacuum hooked up to it. And the vacuum sucks all of that into a very, very compressed layer so that when the epoxy glue cures, you end up with a structure that's really solid and really strong.
Very cool. Awesome. Okay, so now I'm curious, where did you get your start? You know, really far back, where was the beginning? You know, what was it like if I met you and you were like, I don't know, 14? What was going on?
So when I was a kid, I was raised on a sailboat.
Oh, really?
That my parents rebuilt themselves.
No way.
So my childhood
That's awesome.
was rebuilding stuff.
I did not expect that answer.
It's an honest answer. You're looking at me like, are you making stuff up?
No, that's
I'm
great.
not making stuff up.
All right.
So my toy room as a kid was a wood shop or rebuilding an engine. So
that's
I got to
cool.
love working with my hands, and I also got to see that when you've got a passion for something,
Yeah.
it doesn't happen overnight. You just don't give up.
Yeah.
Keep doing it. Eventually, you'll get there. And along the way, you'll learn a lot of things and meet some people.
Wow, that's cool. Another announcement. It's like, attention, detention will be, it's like lunchtime or something.
Call for road bike category.
Are you a road bike category?
Thank you.
I don't know what category I am.
We're in the new builder category. By the way, as you know, this is in the series I'm doing that we're at the North American Handmade Bike Show, and this is the new builder category. So have you ever been at the show before?
No, so all of us in this row here is our first show, which means we've built, I think it's less than 50 bicycles.
Okay.
I built 2, so I got a ways to go.
All right.
Or been in business for less than 3 years, 5, something like that.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
And it's less than all those numbers.
Yeah.
So you can build one and be in this category, or no?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, as you know, I'm a shop teacher.
Yeah.
I'm going to open my curriculum. You can make adjustments. What do you recommend to me what would you want your shop teacher to do and give to your students? Like, what would you recommend to me I do?
I would just encourage your kids to never give up. Like, if you've got an idea in your head, if you work at it long enough with your hands, you'll make it happen. It doesn't matter if the machine breaks, if your part breaks, if something wrong goes wrong, you can fix it. You can figure out a way, and even better, you just learn something along the way. So I mentioned this bike, 250 hours are in it. I kept track of all those hours, what I was doing.
Wow.
When I look back, almost 150 of those hours were mistakes that I had to fix.
Wow.
So every one of those hours, looking back, was a learning experience. So if you got something in your mind, just do it and talk to everyone around you and ask their help.
Nice.
Because everyone around you has some skill, has some experience you probably never even heard of. When they hear what you're working on, they'll be like, oh, cool, I used to do this. Watch how you do this. And then, boom, figured it out.
That's
So,
cool.
That's all I would say. But really, if you open up your shop to me,
Yeah.
I'd probably just move in there.
Hey, you're welcome. If you ever come down to
All
New
right.
Jersey, you're welcome to come in. Yeah. Oh, where are you located?
San Francisco area.
Oh, you're so far away. All right. Well, that's
on a
cool.
bike.
Yeah, I love it
you'll
out
be
there.
there.
Yeah, I go to San Diego every year to check it. I stay fresh because they do a lot of electric car stuff out there, and that's kind of like my focus.
You got your students building electric cars?
We did. We converted a car. We took the engine out, we put an electric motor in, and we keep everything else stock. We put an adapter plate. Yeah, I got a whole thing. I'll share you the video.
So maybe my next bike is gonna have to be a compilation. You guys have to
Absolutely, yeah.
electrify it.
That would be cool. No problem. Yeah, it'd be cool to do a bike. I think that's a thing that's happening. You know, people want to get around the hill. The hill turns off a lot of people. Me, it's a challenge. I like going up the hill, but you know. And if we want to find you, what do we do?
So the name of my operation is Juliet Designs. The website is www.juliet-designs.com, or you come to San Francisco area and look for me.
Cool. Thanks,
Cheers.
Ryan.
It's awesome meeting you, Ron.
Absolutely.
Elvis, take care.
Okay, I'm Mr. G. There's Ryan, and we'll see you later.